I'm going to give you just a brief history on me. But like I say, I was born about 100 years ago, so I can't go back that far. We don't have enough time. So I'm going to start with 1964. How many of you have never heard me talk? Wow. All right, I'm going to start in 1964. All right, in 1964, I got out of the Navy, and I got one of those good jobs, good benefits. We've all heard that, right? Went to work for the post office. And it was, if you want to consider jobs, that was a good job. Still is, but they got the problems now. I wouldn't want to go now. But I went to work for the post office. My salary then was $2.48 an hour. That was my starting salary. I don't know how I remember that. But I worked there for 11 years. And not only that job, but I worked a second job all the time. I can't hardly remember a time I didn't work two jobs. See, I was dumb enough back then to think that a job, especially two jobs, was the answer to financial freedom. That shows you how dumb I was. See, I didn't know what I didn't know. After 7 years working two jobs, I had managed to save up a whopping $6,000. So I was well on my way to financial freedom, right? Well, that's when I bought my first rental property in 1971. At the age of 41. Now, how many of you think you're too old to get involved in business, doing deals? How many of you too young, too poor? You don't know how. So you just pick an excuse you like and let's get it out the way now. Because there's no reason, it's age or lack of money. All you need is a little education and the ability to make some moves and get something going. After 7 years, I had $6,000 and I bought my first property. And then around 1977, I had bought more property and kept compounding the proceeds from that property into other properties until my income from my rental property exceeded the money I was getting from the post office. That's when I walked in and fired my boss. How many of you got a boss you'd like to fire? How many of you have a job? Raise your hands. How many of you got a job? How many of you have a job that you like and look forward to going to every day? Raise your hands. Well, not so many. How many of you have a job that you like and pays you what you think you're worth? Raise your hands. 1, 2. Wow. 2 people in the room have a job they like and pays as much as you think you're worth. Well, so much for jobs. Folks, I guess I'm going to rain on your parade. A job is nothing but a thief. A job will rob you of your energy, your time, and it prevents you from realizing your true potential to achieving financial security and financial freedom. A job will make you a living, but it won't make you wealthy. Wealth comes from income-producing assets, from smart investments, not from a job. Now, I want to throw a challenge out to you that I do a lot of times. I'm willing to bet that nobody in this room has a job that will work as hard as your money. Anybody want to challenge me on that? Nobody. I'm willing to bet that nobody has a job that the money will make. Let me back up. I'm willing to bet that nobody has a job that will work as hard as your money or make as much money as your money will make. Anybody want to challenge me on that? Good. Over the years, I've had a chance to meet a lot of rich people. I mean, very, very rich people, multi-millionaires. And one thing I've discovered, that rich people have one thing in common, one common denominator. Anybody want to tell me what that is? Pardon? They think differently, right? What else?
They're everything. Their opinion,
They're their own boss, right? Right.
They married well.
They married well. Well, I don't know. I've seen cases where that was the hardest money ever earned. So I don't recommend that way. Anybody else? Russell?
They don't have a job.
See, a job takes away your time. Now, they realize they have one common denominator, and that is they learn to stop working for money and let money work for them. Does that make sense? And they also realize that to be financially successful, you have to understand money, and you have to value money, and you have to respect money. And if you don't, if you get into money, chances are you won't keep it. It's going to disappear, because if you don't have the financial discipline, it's going to leave you. Money just won't stay around if you don't understand it. If you don't have the financial discipline, it's not going to hang around. If you don't respect it, it's not going to hang around. And if you don't know how to invest it, it's going to disappear. Now, there are basically two types of income. There's residual income, and there is linear income. Now, for anybody who don't know the difference, linear income is a job. Something you do one time, and you get paid one time. That's it. And if you want another check, you have to go back next week and work again to get paid a second time. Residual income, or passive income, is when you do something one time and you get a check for months or years, like mobile homes, or you buy a rental property, or you buy something that once it's done, you don't have to spend any more time, so to speak, if everything goes well. You know, you've obligated somebody to send you a check. So once a month, your mailbox, you open it up and there's a check. Passive income, residual income.